Hello, my name is Interviewer, and today I'll be interviewing Ginger, the maker of the game Halberd Hopper. So, what is Halberd Hopper? Can you explain the core concept of the game? Sure. Halberd Hopper is a 2D Foddian game where you control a character who's riding a halberd. The core concept revolves around mastering the movement mechanics and executing precise platforming. It's challenging, but very rewarding once you get the hang of it. Interesting. So, what inspired you to create Halberd Hopper? It all started when I was back home in my childhood home for summer vacation. I was watching YouTube and a video from Pirate Software popped up. Can't remember exactly what it was about, but kinda reignited my passion for game development. I decided right then and there that I'd make a game when I got home. During that time I'd also been watching Ludwig's videos with Jump King and Pogostuck, and I think they also planted the idea of making a Foddian type game. And while sitting down and writing down some ideas, Halberd Hopper just kinda came about and it just stuck. The movement in your game sounds interesting. How did you come up with the idea? I wanted the movement to feel both visually and mechanically different from other games. I don't really know where the idea came from, but I imagined a character riding a spear, launching themselves forward, almost like pole vaulting. I started sketching and it evolved into a halberd, which added another cool mechanic where you can grab ledges using the axe heads. Can you explain what a Foddian game is to those who might not be familiar? Yeah, the term Foddian comes from Bennett Foddy, the creator of Getting Over It. The genre, there's no traditional death or respawn mechanic. Instead, the levels are designed so that mistakes cause significant progress loss. I love watching people play this kinds of game, and I think the genre has so much room for growth. That's why I wanted to contribute to it. I believe the more games we see in this genre, the more innovation will happen, and I'd love to be a part of that. Who do you think will enjoy Halberd Hopper? I think the game will appeal to a wide range of players, especially those who love a good challenge. I'm not aiming for it to be harder than games like Jump King. I want it to be difficult but fair. I'm also designing the world to be enjoyable to progress through, and for those who like story-driven games, the narrative is there without getting in the way of the core challenge. Could you tell the basic story of the game? In Halberd Hopper, you play as a peasant who challenges the king for his throne. Since you're just a peasant, the king doesn't accept your challenge outright, but he does graciously give you an opportunity to prove yourself. If you can ride your weapon, the halberd, from the edge of his kingdom back to his castle, he'll take you seriously. What has been the biggest challenge in development so far? The hardest part so far has been learning a new engine. I've used GameMaker and Unity in the past, but I switched to Godot after some recent events with Unity. It's been both fun and challenging to learn, especially when it comes to physics. I've struggled at that in the start, but I got it all working smoothly now. Why did you choose pixel art as the style for the Halberd Hopper? I've always loved pixel art. There's something magical about it for me. Plus, I can create placeholder sprites myself, which can really help during development. While I'm not the best at pixel art, I can make something functional to test ideas and mechanics before the final art goes in. How is development going? What's been done and what's next? The most important part is obviously the character controller. It's currently done and it's working well. I've spent a lot of time tweaking it because in a game where precise movement is everything, it needs to feel just right. I've also made some custom plugins and shaders to smooth out the game's visuals and development process. The next big milestone is finishing all the levels, playtesting, setting up the UI, and creating a saving system so players don't have to start over every time they quit the game. What do you think will make Halberd Hopper stand out from the other Foddian games? I think the movement mechanics and story will set it apart. I spent a lot of time planning everything out to make sure the Halberd Hopper feels fresh and unique. I wanted to create something that adds to the genre while still being different enough to stand on its own. What do you hope players feel when they finish the game? I really hope they feel a sense of accomplishment. Foddian games are tough, and I want players to finish the game feeling satisfied with the experience, like they've mastered something. And who knows, maybe they'll want more in the future. How will the Kickstarter funds be used? The funds will allow me to hire a proper artist. I can create placeholder art, but I want the game to really stand out visually, and that's something a skilled artist can help with. Even if the Kickstarter doesn't reach its goal, I'll finish the game, but it will take longer and probably won't look as polished. Having an artist would make everything go smoother and faster. What rewards are you offering to the backers? The rewards are listed on the Kickstarter page. Backers will get the game for €5, that's the standard edition, instead of €7 when it's gonna launch on Steam. Do you have any stretch goals if you exceed your funding target? Yes, if we surpass the goal by a wide enough margin, I can guarantee some DLC. I've already designed and storyboarded 2 more chapters. Why should people support this project? If Halberd Hopper sounds like a game you'd enjoy, I'd love your support. It's been an exciting project for me to work on, and I hope people are as excited to play it as I am to make it. Well, that's it for this interview. Thank you to Ginger for showing up for this interview, and thank you for watching.